Are you struggling to adapt to change? Do you find it overwhelming and sometimes completely confusing? And you're craving for a certain amount of certainty and just cannot seem to find it? My name is Tania Mather, and I'm a Master Wellness Coach with the International Association of Wellness Professionals. And here I am going to be discussing about resilience and the neuroscience of change. So sometimes we resist change, and change is something that is happening all around us. It's actually natural. Yet sometimes we're reluctant to change, aren't we? So let's look at a little bit of resilience, right? And let's look at how we can develop a certain amount of resilience during this time. And resilience really is the ability for ourselves to shift from a traumatic alert response to a calm and cohesive state where we have a positive outlook about the future. And when we look at our brains and see how we try and find out how we respond to this change, our thinking brain, which is a younger part of our brain, which is the part of our brain that likes to program, it likes to plan things ahead, it likes to know what's going on, it likes to anticipate certain things. And the survival brain, which is the older part of our brain, is the part of our brain that is there's a process that is called neuroception, and this process it's a neurological done deal. That what happens is that it's continually looking around us to find anything that is potentially dangerous, and their intentions are good. Its intentions are good. It's to try and keep us safe and try and keep us alive, hence the survival brain. And what happens is that it's continually looking around. What is dangerous? What is, how can I protect myself? So imagine we're walking down a path and there's sort of a precipice. And immediately, without even thinking about it, we'll be immediately drawn towards the opposite direction. So there's a danger, and so we'll move away from it, and it's trying to protect us. Now what happens is that this part of our brain really dislikes unpredictability, something that's not predictable, something that it cannot control, anything that's too new, okay, and anything that is potentially threatening for its own survival and also for the ego. Okay, it doesn't like that change either. Okay, so, and if we add like feelings of helplessness and loneliness and powerlessness and all of these other kind of things, it can actually even lead to traumatic stress. So these are kind of things that we don't want to experience, and we don't want to get into this situation. And at the time of this recording, we're just coming out of the COVID-19, and obviously there's been a huge amount of uncertainty, and it's certainly looking forward, and there's no certainty. We don't really know how to plan, and what's happening is that our thinking brain is like freaking out. It's like, I need to make plans, I need to do this, I need to do that. And what it is, it's leading us to watch a lot of news, watch a lot of social media, check out to see what's going on, and of course there's no certainty, okay, and it's probably producing more fear. Okay, and there's certainly no answers. And what's happening is that it's just really both parts of our brain are freaking out, really, because there's no certainty, and it's that novel part. The thinking brain cannot program and cannot plan. And so it's really being triggered, and it produces us into a fairly stressful situation. So what we really need to do is we need to start finding some kind of process of self-regulation and recovery. Okay, and we need to start training our brain to become a little bit more resilient. So we need to say, yes, okay, I acknowledge that there is stress out there, but I can manage and I can cope. Okay, so resilience is our ability to holistically renew ourselves during and after a traumatic or an oppressive experience that is exactly what most of us have been living through at the moment. And I do believe that we are essentially resilient people, we are resilient beings, and we are also creative. So let's look at some ways of how we can become and develop more resilience. I think the first part that we need to look at is understand that change is inevitable. In fact, change is natural. So understanding that change is something that is something that we should invite it to come forward into our lives. We should embrace the change. And part of us needs to understand what we can change and what we can't change. And certainly what we can't change is what's happening around us. You know, we can't really change what's going on. What we can change is how we can react and respond to what is going on around us. So if we are victims of that situation and just getting ourselves into a spiral of stress and panic and chaos, then that we're getting into that. However, if we can try and create a little bit more resilience and tell our survival brain that everything is going to be okay, we're going to be fine, and we're going to do things and activities that will help us self-regulate and also control and sort of just check ourselves a little bit, and also to understand that in certain situations there's always an opportunity. And whenever I meet up with friends now, it's always like, well, what did you learn during this time? What is it that you've learned? What is it that you've benefited? How is the benefit? Maybe it's been slowing down. Maybe it's been spending time with your family. Maybe it's even as life-changing as realizing that the person you're with is not the person that you really want to continue moving forward. And that's okay. It might be hard. The change might be difficult. But these are things that perhaps there's somebody better out there, or perhaps it's a better for you. And I think one of the other things that we need to develop is a good social network, is stay connected, even if it's through Zoom, even if it's through just picking up the phone and not isolating yourself, not feeling lonely. Loneliness is something that is really detrimental because it sends us into those spirals that we don't really want to go down. So I think engaging in a lot of self-care, doing things that are good for your soul, good for yourself. So taking on some good habits, maybe even looking at nutrition, seeing that you're eating well, maybe even try some meditation or even start yoga. There's hundreds of resources online. Do some mindfulness, making sure of finding out what it is that's going on, some mindfulness. Try something creative, maybe learning something new. I, for example, started some tango dancing classes, and that was a lot of fun. Make sure that you get a lot of sleep. Sleep and rest are absolutely fundamental. Exercise, hydrate, and do some of this emotional regulation, and also find some support. This is really important. And here at the IWP, you'll find a huge resource of wonderful master coaches who have fantastic advice as far as diet, as far as nutrition, as far as sleep is concerned. There's wonderful free resources here with the IWP. And also, if you do feel that you need a coach, I've actually started working a lot more, because there are people who have been struggling a lot, and sometimes with just a little bit of a shift in perception, we can make big changes. So what is it, that one thing that you can do today to become more resilient in the face of change?